Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible. With special thanks to Revenant, Alois, Anerdinwarpaint, Antonio Hernandez, Dragon Matrix 7, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, Kazorm, Lima, Nathan Welch Jr., Tomasz Piątkowski, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, as we continue our casual tour through the ruins of Canabris. And we're actually still in pretty good shape, so I think today we're going to set our sights on the market, which is one of the largest and most dangerous locations in Act 1, so we're not going to complete the whole thing, we're just going to try to carve a path through it, and maybe hit a few of the highlights on our way through. The city fair with lots of attractions and live music was in full swing when the demons attacked. Now the pavement is stained red with blood, and a gaping rift cuts the square in two. This is the place where the demon lord Discari cleaved the land with his terrible scythe, marking the beginning of the demonic invasion of Mendev. Now, our main goal here is going to be to locate a crossing point on that chasm and build a makeshift bridge, as Anevia suggested. Ultimately, our first real big goal needs to be getting out to the Blackwing Library before the soft timers run out. That is integral to many of our long-term plans. Oh, and I guess this is our warm-up.
Yet another obstacle.
Huh. You know, I never really expected the Marauders to be so consistently musical. But, you know, you do what you gotta. Sometimes you just have to stab a street performer. Cam knows where I'm coming from. And we also have this guy over here. That's a Marauder fighter. Oh, wait, that's, okay, that's the fighter. The other guy's a rookie. Oh, Cam's down. Well, we'll get someone out there in a second. Nice. Alright, Vex. Go help our resident Blue Blood. There we go. Nice, nice. And down he goes again. I will never get tired of doing that. Okay, I think I feel sufficiently warmed up. Let's get to the main event. Onward, my friends. And my one casual acquaintance. You know who you are. Okay, let's see what we've got. Well, we don't actually have anyone trained in Arcana yet, so we'll just scoot on by that. Ah, here we go. This we can handle. In theory.
I will help where I can. don't mind me.
Meditate on your mistakes. It might make you feel better.
Alright, we'll play this one defensively. We'll hang back and let them come to us. Now, we stab. Well, that worked out. We'll just hold for the other one, too. Hey, we're off to a good start here. We can but hope that our next few encounters will go just as smoothly. Oh, hey there, random Pomeranian. These random encounter tables are weird. Ah, here we go. That is slightly more what I was expecting. Marauder Illusionist. Let's see if we can trim that caster before the fight even starts.
You've crossed the wrong mountain.
Oh, close. That is a surprisingly durable mage. Okay, we'll just hang back, drop her in round one. Oh, they reshuffled. Okay. Good, good. She did a defensive cast, so that buys us more time.
You won't survive me.
Fantastic. That actually worked out pretty nicely. But we'll keep hanging back, out of color spray range. Oh, interesting. I think they're trying to reach Cam through that wall. Come on, guys. Oh. I was not expecting an attack of opportunity through that wall. Though I guess it does make sense. The blade could go right over it. Huh. Let's see if we can goad them towards the stairs. Okay. Okay.
Endure this.
cover me, all right?
Kaz? That will do. Man, we were doing okay, too. Right up until that crit. Alright, well, we're still alive and they are not. That's what really matters. Let's get back to it. Nothing of note so far. Well, this looks suspect.
We'll make this quick. She won't feel a thing.
I don't know. Can we really do this?
Listen, we don't have a choice. There are demons everywhere. What else would you have us do?
A group of knights surrounds a young elven girl. She is dressed in rags that barely cover the hideous scars on her body. The beggar girl is on her knees, watching placidly as the people argue heatedly around her. It is as if she doesn't sense the looming threat at all. A black crow flies in agitated circles above her head.
In Iomede's name, we're sorry, girl, but it is our duty. We have to do this, not for our own sake, but for the sake of everyone who can still be saved from the demons. If we don't win this battle, you won't have long to live anyway.
The knight brings his sword up above the girl's head.
They're insane! We've got to do something!
Sela looks at you, terror in her eyes.
I understand. You're scared. You feel powerless. You think this will help. You don't have to justify yourselves to me. Just do what you've decided to do.
The girl smiles serenely, as though she isn't at risk of imminent death. Hey, what are you guys doing?
We...
The knight's hands are shaking.
Our weapons barely scratch the demon's hides. We're sacrificing this girl to Iomade so we can consecrate our weapons with her innocent blood and gain the power to destroy the spawn of the abyss.
You know, I am no expert in Iomade, but I feel like there might be something a bit off about that plan.
It's extreme, but we have no other choice. We have to defend this city somehow, or else we'll all perish, including her.
Yeah, I'm about to stab you. Thoughts?
Whoa, whoa, no need for that.
The knights slowly back away from the girl.
Please, don't fight! All of you are good people, defenders of the city. Please don't hurt them. They just made a mistake.
The knights look at each other, then take off, running.
They're gone. And they all lived. I was sure that someone would die today. So many people have died here already. But we are still alive for some reason. Strange, isn't it?
The elf girl smiles at you. The crow alights on her shoulder and looks at you with eyes that are much too intelligent for an ordinary bird.
But you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a silly girl, really.
The girl shrugs, smiling serenely.
Call me Ember. I live here, on the streets, for many years now. But there's nothing to say about me.
Okay, well, Ember, I am glad I could help. Why don't you just go keep your head down for a while?
Wait, aren't you hurt? I know different tricks. I can heal you if you want.
Tricks? Like magic?
No, not magic. Tricks. I really am very ordinary.
The elf girl strokes the crow's beak. Its eyes narrow in satisfaction, and it makes a cooing sound.
Now Soot here, she truly is unusual. She's clever and she can talk, but only to me. She teaches me magic tricks and lots of other stuff. I don't know what I'd do without her.
All right, that's probably normal. I'll tell you what. Why don't you come with us? You can help us with your tricks, and in return, we will try to prevent you from being murdered. How's that sound?
I must have misheard. This girl? Join our party? What could we possibly want with this dirty little beggar?
Easy there, Cam. You are helpful, are you not?
Sure, let's go.
The girl gives you a smile, joyous and untroubled, like a child's.
Yes?
Level 3, Stigmatized Witch. Yeah, that tracks. And since she's our first dedicated caster, that means she gets those rings we've been toting. There we go. That'll make her slightly more viable in the field, at least until we can bump her level up a bit.
Soot is restless. I wonder why.
Anyway, let me get this taskbar in order real quick, and then we will keep on keeping on. Alright, there is a door here, but we're going to ignore that for now. All the indoor areas are tougher optional encounters, so we don't want to wear ourselves out too quickly. We'll come back for those later. Instead, we'll stay focused on finding our way across the map. I mean, we'll also do some side content, but we don't want to get too distracted. You know what? We probably don't want the wayward orphan girl leading the charge. Let me just rearrange things here real quick. Ember is a precious flower and must be protected. There we go. Ember, you may want to avert your gaze as we gently clear a path.
Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge. Did we find trouble? No, they did.
Oh, that's not bad. We can take these guys out easy. Doink. Move too far. Still have that dagger set on liquefy, huh? Well, I am certainly not complaining. Sleep. I've missed you, Ember.
The light take you!
Oh. You know, Waldrif, I was about to criticize you for not liquefying that guy, but I will just hold my tongue. Nicely done, guys.
This war must end.
We're getting there, Ember. One fight at a time. Oh, you know what? Now that we have Ember in the party, we should be able to ID all this gear we just got. Give me a second, I'll cycle it all in and out of our inventory. Alright, let's check this stuff out. Grace of Peace. +1 Cold Iron Kukri that inflicts an extra +2 damage against undead creatures. Then we should have that buckler here somewhere. Oh, shoot. Forgot to cycle it. Hold on. Okay, that's just a standard buckler +1. Lady Calandra's chain shirt. Each ring in this mithril chain shirt is delicately inscribed with minuscule letters, forming a prayer to Iomedae. +2 mithril chain shirt. Not quite Vex's style, but beggars can't be choosers. Right, Ember? +1 studded with DR3 piercing. That is not bad. I mean, obviously it won't stop any serious damage, but it'll certainly take the edge off. Entrapping longbow. +1 composite longbow. On crit, all enemies within 10 feet have a chance of becoming entangled. Which, let's be honest, is unlikely to happen. But there's always that chance. And then that crown we found was a lesser kinetic diadem. Completely useless to us, but worth a fair chunk of change. Okay, let us resume. The cart is laden with possessions looted from the surrounding homes. Well, not anymore, it's not. More marauders. They look to be bearing down on some hapless crusader. We will cautiously move to assist. Oh, he's got a buddy with him. He's fine. Sleep. Sleep. Oh, caster and back. Never mind. Must have just been the wind. Walk it off, buddy. You're fine. No one ever died from losing a few hit points. Well, I mean, that's almost exclusively what people die from, but I'm trying to be encouraging here. Don't die.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Clink. Slightly less clank.
I'll cut you wide open.
Nope. Nice effort. The Eagle Watch will not abandon its post, no matter what happens. By the order of Commander Tirabade, we are searching the city and helping the wounded. Good work. Keep it up. Try not to die. I believe in you. Oh, shoot. Kaylessa. I did not queue that quest up when we were back at the Defender's Heart. Let's go ahead and do it anyway, just to see what happens. The elf hunched up next to you is clutching a small but deep puncture wound. Her appearance is quite remarkable. Her skin is blacker than any Garundi's, her teeth are fanged, and her hair is as gray as a crone's. Her crimson eyes glare at you with a gleam of malice. What are you looking at, soldier? Like what you see? I was actually looking to loot a corpse, but, you know, you're not quite there yet. This elf may have fallen victim to some wicked magic. A curse, maybe? Or did her long service to the forces of darkness twist her appearance in such a gruesome way? Giving you a scrutinizing look, she says harshly, "There's no point in you knowing me, soldier. Trust me. That would just bring you misfortune, and it still wouldn't be of any use to you. I'm a wanderer you won't ever meet again." Uh-huh. So what happened to you, anyway? She responds with a razor-sharp smile. "Haven't you noticed? The city is burning. There's a battle going on. I was wounded by a cultist." Wow. So, no points in bluffing, huh? Ember is looking her over thoughtfully. "Her wounds are so strange. Not at all like mine. They burned me from the outside, but you were burned from within, I think. It hurt, didn't it?" Unperturbed by her cold silence, Ember continues. "Yes, I can see that it hurt. I'm sorry that happened to you." You know, I wasn't going to say anything, but that is a good point. What's up with the appearance? A demon's handiwork. Some shrieking spawn flew across the sky, raining corruption down upon us all. I was caught in the attack. It's fine. It'll go away soon. She shrugs nonchalantly and looks past you. Okay, you want us to maybe help you with that, or... With a resolute shake of her head, she barks, "Don't. I can handle it myself. I don't like it when strangers cast spells on me." Hey, suit yourself. More healing for me. The elf nods, stiffly. "Well, I've got places to be, so, good luck with whatever this is. I'm sure you'll be fine. My gut tells me it's time I was leaving too. It's dangerous to stay here. Farewell, soldier, she said from the next town over. Wow, I guess she really was fine. You know, I have been told that apparently this quest is based on a submission from one of the high-tier backers in the original crowdfunding campaign, which I suppose would explain why it's stylistically different than a lot of the other stuff in Wrath. It is still fascinating, though. The inner wall of Canabris, which encloses the city center, now lies in ruin. Don't mind us. Or maybe do mind us, where... Oh, come on, really? Shoot, I was not expecting our guys to start getting fatigued this early. Alright, well that will buy us some time. But we are going to have to step it up a bit.
Make every strike count.
Oh, well that's not too bad either. We'll just focus on one at a time while the Crusaders keep their attention. Just out of range.
Into the fray!
Ooh, nice. Outflank procced.
Distract them from me.
You see, their big mistake here was bringing ankles to this fight. No ankles, no ankle biting.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Time to share your treasures.
Told ya. And that takes care of that. Gentlemen? Ma'am? Praise Iomedae. The Crusade leadership stood firm in the chaos and sent out soldiers to help the people of the city. If they hadn't, I wouldn't be alive right now. My sister's house stood there, where that pile of rubble is now. Good gods, there's no way she made it out, is there? You don't know that. I'm gonna go. You're bumming me out.
I did it. It happens sometimes.
Ember. My heart. These enormous cracks appeared after a magically induced earthquake struck the land. I'm so glad we've got Ember along now. She makes everything more fun. Hey, that is quite a helmet there. I used up my healing powers for today. I should have prayed harder to Iomade. Yeah, don't beat yourself up. We've all been there.
The mongrel did it.
And mission accomplished. With that sturdy bridge, we now... Oh, I missed something. I'll go back to that later. My guess is it's just vendor trash. Well, apparently we are under attack. As you can clearly tell from the gnashing teeth and fearsome foes. Ah, I see. Alright, well, Jeff, fall back. We'll just hole up here in this choke point.
Surrender or else!
Ember, nicely fired. Not a bug lover, I take it. Stand back, Kaz. That's either no ankles or way too many ankles. I'm not sure which.
No glory without risk.
Well, CAT scan says ankles.
The spirits demand your blood!
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Nicely done. We're doing okay. Ah, here we go. Here we go. My beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course. But would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it? Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use, for instance, fighting demons or clearing rubble, while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive? The face of this golden-curled Aasimar is beautiful, even by the standards of his kind, in whose veins runs the blood of angels. His melodious voice sounds cheerful, but bitter reproach simmers in his gaze. Don't you dare call me brother, heretic. The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious on this stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony, and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect this city, especially now when followers of your temple were caught committing treason? To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers, those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Everyone knows, my dearest prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts, whose act of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city. And yet again, I am forced to repeat myself. While we are wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble in our city. People whom we could have saved, if you had only set your soldiers to the task and not kept them here, surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's on your say-so, then that must mean there is someone down there. Your associates, no doubt. And they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out and try to... The old man notices your approach. And you, I remember you. You appeared in my city the day the demons attacked and Tyrendelev died. What are you doing here? Answer at once, or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't think that the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? Halrin peers at Lan with suspicion. Lan, at your service. The mongrel ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I've lived in Canabris my whole life. You haven't seen me before? Ah, it must be because you don't ever venture into our underground district. We have been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for a long time. The First Crusade? So you're a mongrel? Humph. You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. Here we go. And why exactly should I answer to you? Who are you? I find it passing strange that you don't already know who I am. Halrin Shapik, prelate of Canabris, inquisitor by the grace of Iomade, defender of the city by the grace of Her Majesty, Queen Galfrey, against threats from without and within. And as we can see, you've done a sterling job protecting the city. The golden-haired Aasimar flashes a flinty smile. I am Ramian of Edme, prior of the Temple of Desna, which, alas, currently lies in ruins. Wise Halrin here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground, from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with. For instance, rescuing those currently dying under the rubble. You know what? There may in fact be one matter that is more important than guarding this hole. I put it off, and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung from the gates back when you dared to defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Aurilu Vorlesh while they had the chance, there never would have even been a war. I won't repeat their mistake. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum! Prelate, see reason. These are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial. That is unworthy of a servant of Iomade. The old man fixes his eyes on Sela. Lest you forget, girl, we may serve the same goddess, but you are not an inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Iomade, and I won't question yours. Okay, so what exactly is it that Ramian's supposed to have done here? Treason. Not long before the city was attacked, several followers from his temple tried to secretly access the Wardstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. Halrin is trembling with fury. The Wardstone of Canabris, the gift from Iomade, the bringer of light, brought by the hands of her herald, the first in the chain. And followers of that crazy runt of a goddess try to meddle with it using their magic, after hearing a voice in their dreams. My soldiers almost had them caught, when Ramian got in the way, allowing the traitors to go to ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in a cell and interrogated to within an inch of his life. And now the city lies in ruins. It's time to rectify that mistake. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. My people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the Wardstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself, and they were simply trying to heal it. I've heard similar claims before. Now, where was it? Ah yes, from Staunton Vain, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lessons of the past have taught us a great deal, and that is why I never believed you or your mob's lies, even for a second. And I was right. Were you? Alright, I think I've heard enough. Back off, Halrin, or you'll have to answer to me. And Kaz. The Aasimar holds up his hands in a placating gesture. Stop! You're the defenders of what remains of Kenabres. Can't you think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of the city? Ramian looks at the prelate. You're a fool, Halrin. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you that the Wardstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the Wardstone, and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are the demons, but you have done nothing to prevent it. And now you would still rather kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit that you were wrong. As always. With a wave of his hand, the Aasimar vanishes. Beast! Heretic! Traitor! He slipped away again! The prelate stamps his foot in outrage, then turns his eyes on you. What about you? Whose side are you on? If you want me to believe that you're no cultist, go and recapture that traitor for me. Or perhaps you want to defend him? In that case, my soldiers don't need to be told twice. I do not see this ending well. Hey, you want to go, we'll go. But you sure you're up for this? You're not looking so hot there, Chief. Nonsense. I had to deal with a brood of Nabasus. It was nothing. I've taken on worse enemies with the goddess's help. Nabasus, also known as death demons, have the ability to drain their victim's life force. Judging by Halrin's pallor, he has lost a significant amount of his energy. The Inquisitor can bluster as much as he wants, but right now, he's far from the peak of his abilities. Which means if push comes to shove, we might have an advantage. That is good to know. Just in case. What's your deal, anyway? Why are you so obsessed with finding enemies everywhere? Why? Why? You must not be from these parts, or you wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies everywhere because our enemies are everywhere. Who are we at war with? Demons. Demons and cultists. They are masters of deception. They worm their way into your favor and masquerade in all manner of false guises. Do you think Dresden was taken by force? No, by trickery. Were it not for me, Kenabres would have gone the same way long ago, captured out from under our noses. Now listen to what I'm about to tell you. This was a long time ago. I was very young then, and I had just joined the Crusade. Back then, Kenabres didn't have a garrison, so much as a public thoroughfare. Anyone who wanted could just stroll into the city. One day at dawn, a group of refugees came up to the city gates, bold as brass. The guards let them in, and why not? For no one was ever turned away. 'Twas no matter. Everyone was welcome in our city, if you came from Mendev or if you'd hauled yourself here from across the seas. The Crusade accepted all and sundry. But on this occasion, we paid dearly for our laxity. Just as soon as those innocent lambs entered the city, they transformed into demons and rushed towards the Wardstone, slaughtering everyone who tried to stop them. 62 people died in less than a minute. The demons used their mutilated corpses to desecrate the obelisk. None of them dared to go near it. The light of the goddess burned them all. So they threw the blood from afar, splattering the Wardstone from every direction. And the lead demon, an eyeless beast, Monago is her name, jeered and gloated, saying we mortals had been sitting ducks. And the creature was right, too. We let our guard down, and we got what we deserved. That bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre, and it was burned into the townsfolk's memories. Since then, Kenabres has adopted different practices. Heretics, cultists, spies, all the rabble who coveted Aurilu's glory. We drove them all out of the city. We haven't had any trouble here since. Many have come here, even the Baelor Karamzada, and they have all been sent straight back to where they came from, or else they were killed for their trouble. You see, Discari himself had to crawl out of the abyss and come here, the goddess curse him, in order to break through our defenses. And what did he do? He left again, and we're still fighting. Now that is what vigilance and discipline can do. Yeah, about that. Did Ramian actually warn you this was all going to happen? Ah, those crazed Desnans were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in their dreams. I won't lie, sometimes what they said did come to pass, but can we really rely on the woolly dreams of heretics over the cold, hard facts of intelligence reports? Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan into their dreams, and those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time, Mr. Curls-Her-Brains came to me and declared that demons were about to attack the city, and that the Wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. Iomedae forgive me for even repeating the words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up along with his followers and interrogated. But instead, I simply increased the surveillance on them. And what next? My people caught them red-handed trying to attack the Wardstone with unknown magic. And not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city. There's an obvious connection between these events. Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, the Desnans played right into the hands of Discari's hordes, and they almost left the city completely defenseless. Ramian covered for his people the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can he be but a traitor and a heretic? That is a very creative interpretation of events. You know, I was in that pit. There's nothing dangerous down there. I mean, there was, but I killed it, so you're good to go. You can go somewhere else. Anywhere else. I won't hear another word. Demons are hiding underground. The proof is all around you. The demon spawn that tried to crawl out can't harm anyone now. Wait, you're trying to lure me away from here, aren't you? With narrowed eyes, Halrin scans you from head to toe. Perhaps you're a cultist too? Want to help your friends underground, do you? Well, you won't fool me. I won't take a single step away from here. And if you keep talking nonsense, I'll have you strung up for treason. Cool. Look, man, just, fine. You stay there and don't do anything. I'm gonna go find Ramian. Where'd he get off to? How should I know? The weasel can't have gone far. He turned invisible. He's probably hunkered down in some hole, like the traitorous little rat he is. And he'll be sitting, trembling, and waiting till he's dragged out of there. With the prelate after you, that seems like the only sensible thing to do. It's what I'd do. I'm sure a lot of things sound sensible to you. And it works too. As you can see, I'm still alive. Excellent point, Waljif. Yeah, we're gonna go. Go on then if you have to. It would be good if you could return with the head of that scum. Oh, what happened to hanging? Ember peers intently at Halrin. I remember you. When Father and I arrived in this city, you met us. What is this gibberish? As if I have nothing better to do than arrange meetings with vagrants. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. But then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire? That is a crime in itself, which means that you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I would review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have more important matters to deal with right now. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and gray. He was young with a big mustache. Ember smiles broadly and draws a large bushy mustache in the air with her fingers. He probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago. But I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really, really wanted to protect this city. Only he got all mixed up about who is good and who is evil. Whoa, 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 Ember. If this guy tried to burn you, I think he's the one who at the very least should be apologizing. Ha, hardly. Anyone can look innocent. How did this girl manage to survive the fire? And what about that crow that's always flying around her? I advise you to take a closer look at this innocent little lamb of yours. If you ask me, she looks highly suspicious indeed. Ember, you sure you want to forgive this clown show? I mean, we will if you want, but... Really? He thought he was doing what was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something, thinking it was a good thing, but you were really doing a bad thing that hurt someone? But what if I've done the same thing? You can't get angry at people for making mistakes, when you might be no better than them. I mean, fair point. I have stabbed a lot of people. Probably fed them to my cat too, but Alright, Ember. Well, if you're sure, we'll give him one pass. You hear that, Halrin? Come on, let's go. Yes, let's go. Bye-bye, kind knight. The girl waves to Halrin with a carefree smile. Halrin grimaces and turns away. Halrin. Halrin. What are we going to do with you? I mean, let's be honest, we're probably going to end up stabbing him. Maybe toss him into that pit he's guarding, but I don't want to be the one who makes the first move. You will notice that I very deliberately did not show him the light of heaven, because we did that with Creed, and it worked out okay. I really took pains with Creed to not come into conflict with Halrin. But this time around, I just want to see what would happen if we don't lean on that divine power, just to kind of cut through Halrin's paranoid delusions. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know where it's going to happen, but it would be nice to actually see it play out. That said, if he can actually control himself, then he gets to live. Otherwise, well, what's one more casualty during the siege of Canabris? No one has to know the particulars. At any rate, we're just at the hour mark, and I think we're a little over halfway through the market, so I think this makes for a pretty good break point. We'll hit the pause button for now, but we will pick up here next time, as we track down Ramian, get his side of the story, and maybe figure out how to resolve this whole situation, one way or another. And I guess we'll also probably poke around a bit, just to make sure we're not bypassing any obvious survivors who need our assistance. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. And if you'd like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things, or maybe even check out the Patreon. Links are in the description.
Just do what you've decided to do.